everyone, it's Melissa from Porch Swing Creations. After I posted this card on Split Coast Stampers for the tutorial for the Northern Lights, I had quite a few comments and questions on how I did this decorative edge on the card base, and as well how I did this matting. So I thought I'd do a quick video just showing you how easy it is to get the look of this card with any framelit. Let's get started. I began with the Floral Frames framelits, and the ones that I used for this particular card are the two largest flowers that come within the set. So to cut the card base, we're going to want to start with the largest flower, and you're going to use, this is a standard size card base, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And the only thing that you're going to have to make sure of when you choose any framelit to do this is the framelit has to be slightly larger than the card base. So you'll see there's a little bit of room to move. So to cut this, it's as simple as you're going to want to slide the card base through the framelit, and you're only going to want to leave the portion of the framelit exposed that you want to cut the card base. So your back is going to look like this, and of course none of this will be cut, and the front looks like this, and this portion is going to be cut when you run it through the Big Shot. So I kind of eyeball it and I line it up to center it, and then you're going to just run it through the Big Shot like you normally would. I'm using the magnetic platform, and if you haven't used it yet, I suggest you get it. It's a great tool. It just makes sure that your framelit won't move around because it's all magnetized. It just sticks exactly where you put it and make sure nothing shifts as it goes through the Big Shot. The only other thing you're going to have to be careful of is when you start to run it through the Big Shot, you're not going to want to go past this point, because if you go past this point, whatever is out here for the framelit is going to want to leave an impression line on the back of your cardstock, and you don't want that to be. You want this to look clean and perfect as you run it through. So I'm going to stop probably about here, right after I finish where I think the framelit has cut through the base. I'm going to stop. So that's probably far enough. I'm going to roll that back out, and we'll see if I did a good job. Okay, perfect. So set that aside, and there you have your decorative edge on your card base. So now to do the matting, which I'll show you one more time, this portion right here, I chose my colored cardstock. To do the inside mat, I took the second largest framelit and I cut that out of Whisper White, and that's what I actually did my Northern Lights on. And then I took the same framelit and I took my colored piece of cardstock and I set my framelit down, and you can always use a small piece of removable tape or something to just kind of help hold it in place. And I took a pencil and I just traced along the outer edge of the framelit, because it's the inside edge of the framelit that actually makes your cut. So after I traced that out, I took paper snips and I just carefully cut along the outside edge, and that's what gave me my outside mat on my card. Now you're going to think that that's probably a lot of work, and it kind of is, because depending on what framelit you pick, there's a lot of cutting, and it can be a little bit finicky. I will mention that, as I said, the cutting line in here is on the inside. Some dies that you buy have the cut line along the inside of the die. So when you run it through a Big Shot, no matter what you do, you will always have an impression line because of this inside edge. So what a lot of people do is when they run this through the Big Shot on their colored matte paper, it leaves the impression line that they can then take paper snips and they can cut out this inside line, and that's what gives them the mat to do their project with. So it's just a couple of different options, but that's really all there is to it. So you can see how it looks quite flattering and quite different and unique, and I think that's what catches people's eye if you can do something just a tad bit different. So I hope that's answered your questions and given you a little help. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave me a message here or on my blog, or throw me an email, whatever is more comfortable for you. You can check out my blog. It's at porchswingcreations.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.